What is up everyone, Jin Hao here, back with another cryptocurrency mining related video. And in this video, what I want to share with you is the current GPU mining profitability at the point of recording this video, as well as under what situations or circumstances more and more GPU miners, maybe myself included, will have to turn off our GPU mining rigs. So if you are into it, let's move on. So the first thing that I want to share with you is this Ethereum mining profitability historical chart. As you can see right now, at the point of recording this video, just for reference, it is 20th of June 2022, and Ethereum mining profitability is very low and it has been going down. It is not at the all-time low, all right, but it is quite low. As we can see, it is comparable to somewhere in year 2020, and the highest mining profitability was at somewhere around May of 2021. And right now, for every mega hash that you have mining Ethereum, we are looking at a profitability of around 1.46 US cents, right, mining Ethereum. And the next thing that I want to go through is actually, the profitability of few popular GPUs. Okay, we are going to look into individual GPUs first, and then we will put in more details, and assuming that you have a 6 GPU rigs of like specific GPUs that we are going to use later for references, and add in some of the costs and adjust the Ethereum prices, Bitcoin prices, and also power costs in order to give us, you and I, an idea under what circumstances people have to turn off their GPU mining rigs. Alright, so at the point of recording this video, Bitcoin is right now trading at $20,039 per BTC, and Ethereum is right now trading at $1,077. And this was not the low, because a couple of days ago, the Bitcoin was trading at around, let's see, the past 1 month, Bitcoin was trading at lowest, was around 17,744. And Ethereum, let's look at the 1 month chart, the lowest was somewhere around $897. And things has, gone back up a little bit, but the 7 days movement of the Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin is still down by 20% and Ethereum is still down by 18%. So things are not really, glorious right over here. Now let me just brief through why mining profitability is very important. Now it is because when mining is profitable, it is more worthwhile to mine, than buying the cryptos directly. However, when mining is not profitable, now by saying not profitable, it means after deducting power costs, you are ending up with a negative number in terms of fiat, then it is not worthwhile to mine for the coins, because it will be better off, you will be better off by spending your power cost, directly, into buying that specific cryptocurrencies, for example, Ethereum. So why this is very important is because you have to know that when it's profitable or not profitable, whether you should keep mining or you should buy the coins directly. And a lot of times, mining profitability, right now, especially at this kind of, crypto winter, it is vastly depending on two factors. The first one is the efficiency of your cards and rigs, as well as the power cost that you are paying. So the way that I'm going to run through this video is I'm going to show you, a couple of GPUs individually and what are their mining profitability right now, and then we will go into deeper by assuming you have 6 GPUs in a rig, because you have to plus the consumption, power consumption, and then we will considering more costs, like the mining pool fee and also the miner software fees. And also I will assume that you are optimizing the GPUs for better efficiency, because what I will be using is playing around the numbers in what2mine.com, and we all know that what2mine.com, the numbers are just rough figures. A lot of time we can actually get better hash rate or efficiency than the numbers that what2mine.com is giving us. Alright, so let's kick things with the RTX 3070. Okay, doesn't matter whether it's LSR or non-LSR. Okay, as far as Ethereum mining is concerned, as well as other algorithm, maybe except Ergo. Okay, so the reason why I want to start with RTX 3070 is because the RTX 3070 is like the best all-rounder when it comes to GPU mining profitability. So let's look at RTX 3070, and then for power cost, I'll just put 10 cent US cent per kilowatt hour and then hit calculate. So we want to know whether this GPU alone is still profitable. So right now we can see that Ethereum is still making 55 cents every single day after power. After that, we have like Zero coming in at 36 cents, and then Raven Coin 35 cents after power. And also for Flux, we are looking at 23 cents after power, Ergo 38 cents after power. Now, another popular GPU among a lot of miners is actually the 1660 Super. So let's just calculate with the same power cost and let's see what we are getting. So we are getting 20 cents profit after power. So it is still, profitable per se, just that when you compare to the history, then you will find that it is a lot lower, and many people would think that it is not worth it. Now, as far as Ethereum mining is concerned, the RTX 3070 and 1660 Super are quite efficient. Now, what if we go to some GPUs that are less efficient? I will just use the RTX 3090 as example because I realized that a lot of GPU miners have these cards, especially last time when the LSR unlock is still not a thing yet. And a lot of GPU miners have 3090s, and it is not the best GPU, as far as mining efficiency is concerned, but it's a great GPU for density. So let's look at RTX 3090 and what's the number that we are getting. So for RTX 3090, we are looking at 95 cents of profits mining Ethereum after power. All right, and for other coins like Kapao, or prop power based algorithm that are power hungry, let's look at Zero, 55 cents profits, and Raven Coin, 52 cents. So again, things are looking not really that great right over here, given the fact that RTX 3090 is like the king of hash rate. Now, what if we look at some other GPUs like the RX 580? So RX 580, this one is the 8GB version, so it kind of like gives us a perspective for RX 580's 8GB and also the RX 570s and the Polaris 8GB card. So let's look at the profitability of these GPUs right now. So we can see that for Ethereum, we are making only 13 cents, all right, after power cost. So it is slightly worse than the 1660 Super. But when we look a lot downward, we can see that the Kapao algorithm is already at a negative territory. And this is granted, you are paying 10 cents per kilowatt hour. So if you are paying 12 cents per kilowatt hour, I think you are nearly not profitable anymore. And you might think that 7 cents per day is still looking great, but don't forget there are a few things. These GPUs have to be installed on a motherboard, and the motherboard and your CPU will consume a couple of watts. Second thing is your power supply inefficiency will quickly put you into the negative territory, and also mining pool fees and mining software fees. So I would say that the RX 580 is no longer profitable. So let's look at the RX 570, 4GB card, or any Polaris 4GB card, and let's just put back to 10 cents per kilowatt hour and hit the calculate. So RX 570, we can already see that things are already in the negative territory. Although Ethereum Classic, we are still looking at 4 cents after power, but basically after you add the system and your power supply inefficiency, you're already in the negative territory. From here, we know that there are definitely some GPUs that are no longer worth mining. Now, what if you are paying higher power costs? So let's go back to RTX 3090 and just increase the power cost to maybe 15 cents per kilowatt hour and see what we are getting. So mining Ethereum, we are getting 57 cents with one single RTX 3090. How about if your power cost is 20 cents per kilowatt hour, and one single 3090 would give you only 19 cents. And at this point of time, I would say that if you have RTX 3090 or GPUs with similar efficiency and you are paying anything more than 20 cents per kilowatt hour, you should be at the verge of switching off your rigs if you haven't already. So, things are looking pretty bad. And what I want to do next is deep dive into, to put more things into perspective and see under what circumstances a lot more GPU miners would have to turn off their rigs, and also maybe I myself, under what situation I will have to consider turning off my GPU mining rigs. Alright, so what I'm going to do right now is assuming that you have a 6 GPU mining rig of the same model of GPU, and I'm going to use the best hash rate and power consumption combination, which means I assume that you are mining at the best efficiency, and I'll play around with the power cost and also the fees. After that, we will look into the different scenarios whereby the Bitcoin and Ethereum prices are going down, and see at what point we or more people have to turn off their mining rig, myself included. So the first GPU that I'm interested to know is actually the RTX 3070. So an RTX 3070 under the best, the quote unquote the best efficiency, we can expect around 61 mega hash. Alright, and for 6 of them will give me 366 mega hash per 6 GPU mining rig. As for power consumption, we are looking at around 120 watts, somewhere between 110 watts to 120 watts. So I'm just going to put 120 watts times 6, we are looking at 720 watts. And what I'm going to do is add 50 watts more for the system and also maybe a little bit of power supply inefficiency. And we are looking at 770 watts. Power cost, I'll just leave it at 10 cents per kilowatt hour first. And fees, I'll assume that you have to pay 1% for the mining pool and also 1% for the miner software. So I'm just going to put 2% and hit calculate. So I'm not going to change anything about the block reward because I think that the average should be around 2.02 to 2.0304, and it's just going to leave it there. As for difficulty, I'm not going to mess with it because we all know that the difficulty bomb is going to push 2 months later, is going to delay. So a lot of people are assuming that difficulty will not drastically increase from where we are right now at least. And when if the price were to go a lot lower, more and more miners will turn off, the network hash rate will drop, and the difficulty might stay the same. So that's what we're going to assume and hit calculate. So the entire RTX 3070 mining rig right now, we can still get $3.27 cents of profit every single day. And the next thing that I want to assume is for this kind of sort of best efficiency, best efficient mining rig, if someone were to pay 20 cents per kilowatt hour, what's the profit? So the profit would down from $3 plus to $1.42. So if you have a rather efficient rig, if you're still paying high power costs right now, let's say 20 cents per kilowatt hour or even 25 cents per kilowatt hour, you are sort of like having the best efficiency. Even if you're paying 25 cents per kilowatt hour, you still probably going to make a little bit. But I would say that in this current market situation right now, if you're paying anything more than 20 cents per kilowatt hour, mining, GPU mining or maybe even ASIC mining is really not that glorious anymore for you or anyone who is paying for high electricity cost. So the next GPU that I'm interested to know is actually RTX 3090. So with a rig of 6 RTX 3090, what we can expect. So if you are tuning your card GPU, your RTX 3090 in this case, to an efficient setting, we can expect around 120 mega hash for every single GPU times 6, and we are looking at 720 mega hash. And as for power, if you go for efficient setting, you can get around 280 watts to maybe around the 300 mark. So I'm just going to assume 280 watts times 6 And then what we're going to do is add another 50 watts for the system and power supply inefficiency and things along those lines. So we are looking at 1730. So 1730 cost, let's just go back to 0.1 for now. Fees 2%. So let's just hit calculate. And the daily profit right now for a rig, okay, 6 GPU of RTX 3090, we are getting $5.86. So if we bump up the cost to 15 cents per kilowatt hour, we are getting only $3.79. And if we are paying 20 cents, okay, then very quickly, okay, things would be like go down already. The profitability will left like $1.71, okay, for this setup, which is 6 by RTX 3090. So as far as electricity cost is concerned, I myself is paying 7 cents US, okay, per kilowatt hour. It's not the best, but it is better than a lot of people out there. So again, so I'll just put the cost right over here to 7 cents and calculate the current profitability. So this RTX 3090 efficiency, I'll just say that it is not the best and also not the worst. So I'll just use this rig as a baseline from now on. Okay, so 7 cents per kilowatt hour, 2% fee. The block reward actually increased by 0.01, I realized, but I think it is just fine. Or maybe let's just put to 2.02 right over here and see what kind of profitability we can get at the point of recording this video. So we can get $7.02. So you can see the key here is really, okay, getting the best efficiency and also the lowest power cost in order to survive in this crypto winter. So the next thing I'm interested to find out is how much Bitcoin and Ethereum have to fall in price before I or anyone who are paying 7 cents per kilowatt hour will have to turn off their GPU mining rigs. Now, the reason why I stick with 7 cents is because, well, I'm selfish. I want to know the answer for myself. And I also think that there are not a lot of people who are getting power costs that are less than this. Now, I know that there are people who pay for only 3 to 5 cents for industrial or whatever, okay, power cost. But for me and most people out there, 7 cents is already very great. Okay, so what I want to do is I need to figure out the exchange rate and also the BTC value, and we're going to play around with this number. So the first thing I'm going to assume is I'm going to take the lowest point a couple of days ago. So Bitcoin was at 17,744 and Ethereum was at 897. So what I'm going to do is using 897 divide by 17. Was it this number? 17 for, okay, somewhere around there. Okay, so I'm just going to click this and the exchange rate is somewhere around 0.05. So let's go back to this and change the exchange rate. Okay, it's actually pretty much the same. Okay, 0.05. And for BTC value, let's go to 18,000 and see under this situation whether a 6 by RTX 3090 rig can survive. All right, so let's just hit calculate and you can survive. You are still making $5.37. Now, what if Bitcoin dropped to 10,000? So 10,000 Bitcoin, Ethereum should be around 500, assuming that the exchange rate maintains the same. So calculate, and this kind of rig is making $1.69. So how about 8,000 Bitcoin, okay, in terms of value, because it is very possible. So because our all-time high right now is around like 60 over 1,000. If you were to drop like 70 to 80%, now things can really happen. So let's just assume 8,000 Bitcoin value. And we are getting 77 cents. Now at this point, I would say that things are already not that profitable, and it is still profitable, but a lot of people would have turned off their rig because one day for 70 over cents with all the work that you need to do, maybe, okay, you still make some money, but if there's any error, then we are really in the negative territory already. And that's the cold hard truth that we have to deal with right now. Okay, so, but speaking of Bitcoin dropping to 8,000, which I think it is possible, but it might still, I don't know, take some time. Okay, not financial advice here. The only thing right now I know is for my current situation, if we take the RTX 3090 efficiency as a baseline, when things drop to 8,000 Bitcoin in terms of value and also 400, okay, Ethereum price, if the exchange rate is 0.05, so Ethereum dropped to 400, which means from the previous low of 890 over, it has to like drop more than half, okay, more than 50%, then I might have to turn off my mining rigs. Now, what if we use these cryptocurrency prices, okay, the exchange rate and BTC value, and assuming that we are mining with the best efficient mining rig, which is the RTX 3070. So let's go back to 366 and 770, okay, in terms of power consumption, and just hit calculate. And for this 6 by RTX 3070, we are looking at 58 cents. So again, when prices are low, even if we have the best efficient, okay, GPUs out there, okay, you tune it to the best that you could, things are still not going to look great. Now, unless the difficulty level really decrease a lot and you get more ETH, or else I think that when Bitcoin drop below 8,000 or Ethereum drop below $400, I would say that a lot of miners will be forced, okay, to turn off their mining rig. So to wrap up this video, I would just say that GPU mining is still profitable, granted you have great efficiency and also power cost that is lower than, I would say, 12 cents per kilowatt hour. And when Bitcoin, if Bitcoin were to drop below, I would say 10,000 or 8,000 per BTC, or Ethereum falls below $500 or $400 per ETH, then at least most home-based GPU miners are going to be forced to turn off their mining rig, myself included. All right, so at the point of recording this, I'll just say that GPU mining is still profitable, granted you have that two things, okay, on hand. With that being said, that's all for this video. I hope that you get some information, and if you are into this type of content, okay, don't forget to hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm, and also subscribe for more content like cryptocurrency related to cryptocurrency mining, investing, personal finance, and things along this line. With that being said, thanks for watching, and I will see you when I see you. Peace out.